Hello, legends of the internet. Starfish5 Legend here, and welcome to Respawn. In this video, I will be your guide to learning what Respawn is and how to play it. First, what is Respawn? Well, glad you asked. Respawn is a 1v1 deck building trading card game built in survival Minecraft on the Crystalpoint Guild server. Collect cards by playing and earning tickets to then further build your deck to help you win against your opponent. The goal of the game is to score 15 points before your opponent. You can do this in three main ways: looting, voyaging, and killing. We'll go more in depth in each of these objectives later. Now let's get you playing the game. To start, you will be given a shulker deck containing just one anchor card. Anchor cards are the base of each deck. They will determine how much energy you start with, as well as what weapons and consumables you receive each time you respawn. We will go more in depth on anchor cards and the other type of cards later on. Now that you have your starting deck, you will need to find another player to battle with. Once you have found someone who accepts your challenge, you both need to pick a side: Crimson or Warped. After you've decided, place your shulker deck at your side's shulker deck input and then ride the minecart down. This will initiate a coin flip to see which player plays first. After the coin flip, you will be taken to the pre-game room. Once here, make sure to remove any items from your player, including armor. Set your respawn at the respawn anchor, then step into the ready chamber. Once both players have entered the ready chamber, the game will begin. First off, after you respawn, you will receive any weapons and consumables given to you by your anchor card. Once you leave your spawn platform, you won't be able to get back unless you die. You should also make aware of your surroundings at your spawn. This is where you will hand in glowstone, and this is where you will hand in heads. We will discuss these shortly. Additionally, a compass will spawn and be waiting for you here. Now it's off to the races. Time to score some points. You can do that by doing the following objectives. First, loot. The loot objective will have you explore the arena searching for glowstone. Every 20 seconds, loot is triggered. There are 9 different loot spots on each side of the arena. Every time loot is triggered, each of these spots will have a 1 in 6 chance to spawn loot. When that happens, you will hear this noise, and a glowstone will spawn. The loot objective wants you to obtain as much glowstone as possible, then return it to your spawn and drop it off. For each 5 glowstone dropped off, you will score 1 point. Next, Voyage. The Voyage objective wants you to follow compasses to your opponent's side and drop them off. Once the compass keeps shifting directions on the same block, you know you have the right spot. Each compass you drop off will score you 2 points and make this noise. When the game starts, you receive the first compass. Then every 2 minutes after, a new compass will drop at your spawn. Only a total of 5 compasses will spawn per player per game. Finally, kill. The kill objective wants you to hunt down your opponent and, well, kill them. Each time your opponent dies, you score 1 point. Additionally, whenever you kill your opponent, they will drop a head. If you hand in this head at your spawn, you will score an additional point. The game continues as players score points. Every time a player scores a point, a hazard will activate on their side of the arena, causing it to be more difficult to score more points. The game lasts until one player scores 15 points and is deemed victorious, and the game ends. Once the game ends, each player will need to sacrifice themselves in order to respawn back in the pre-game room. Once here, collect any items you dropped off before the game, then take the minecart back to the lobby. Back at the lobby, your shulker deck will be waiting for you, as well as some respawn tickets. Depending on if you won or lost, you will receive more or less tickets. Now it is time to use these tickets. Tickets can be spent in various ways. You can either buy a new anchor card for 3 tickets, or buy a pack of non-anchor cards. There are 3 packs available: 3 tickets for 3 cards, 9 tickets for 10 cards, or 12 tickets for 15 cards. Let's use the newly gotten tickets to buy a pack of 3 cards. Now that you have some cards, let me explain Anchor Cards and non-Anchor Cards in a bit more detail. Each deck consists of one and only one Anchor Card. This will be your starting point. Each Anchor Card is different and will give a variety of weapons and consumables each respawn. They also signify how much energy you start with. Energy is a resource you need to play non-Anchor Cards. Finally, each Anchor Card has a passive effect that will apply throughout the entirety of the game. You can read all of this by opening the card and reading what it does. Now, onto the non-Anchor Cards. Each card has a rarity. This rarity will determine how many copies of this card you can play in your deck. Common cards have gray borders, and you are allowed 3 copies of the same common card in your deck. Rare cards have purple borders, and you are allowed 2 copies of the same rare card in your deck. Legendary cards have golden borders, and you may only play 1 copy of each legendary card in your deck. Each card will have a cost that is shown on the texture of the card itself. This cost is how much energy will be subtracted from your total when the card is played. If a card is trying to be played and you do not have enough energy remaining, it will not play the card and give an audio cue that you do not have enough energy. There are 4 colors of cards. This signifies what objective the card will help with the most. Yellow for loot, blue for voyage, red for kill, and white for all of the above. Each card is a written book, so you can open it and read what the card does when it is played. There are a variety of effects that can be found in these cards. Finally, we will talk about upgrading cards. You can upgrade 4 of the same common card into 1 random rare card. Likewise, you can upgrade 3 of the same rare card into 1 legendary card. Now get out there and start collecting, trading, building, and battling in the new game, Respawn.